Direct News TV. Atlanta shooting suspect has been charged with murder. Atlanta. The suspect in a mass shooting in Atlanta that left one woman dead and 4 others wounded has been charged with 1 count of murder and 4 counts of aggravated assault, Fulton County Jail records show. Deon Patterson waived his first court appearance Thursday after police say he opened fire in the waiting room of an Atlanta medical practice Wednesday. Workers and others in a bustling commercial district took shelter for hours during the manhunt. Authorities swarmed the city's Midtown neighborhood shortly after noon in search of the shooter. Patterson, 24, was captured in Cobb County, just northwest of Atlanta, after several residents there called 911 to report seeing someone who matched his description. Jail records did not list an attorney for Patterson. Atlanta Police Deputy Chief Charles Hampton Jr. declined to discuss any details of the investigation or a possible motive, saying, "Why he did what he did, all of that is still under investigation." Patterson had an appointment at a Northside medical building and opened fire shortly after arriving in an attack that lasted about 2 minutes, law enforcement officials said at a news conference Wednesday night. Patterson then went to a Shell gas station and took a pickup truck that had been left running and unattended, authorities said. A 39-year-old woman was pronounced dead at the scene of the shooting, Atlanta Police Chief Darren Schierbaum said. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office identified her as Amy St. Pierre. St. Pierre worked with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the agency confirmed. The CDC is deeply saddened by the unexpected loss of a colleague killed today in the Midtown Atlanta shooting, spokesperson Benjamin Haynes said in a statement. Our hearts are with her family, friends, and colleagues as they remember her and grieve this tragic loss. St. Pierre has done research aimed at reducing pregnancy-related deaths, according to a 2021 research report she co-authored. That research involved a CDC program called Enhancing Reviews and Surveillance to Eliminate Maternal Mortality. A key aim of the initiative is to work toward the elimination of preventable maternal mortality in the United States. Patterson used a semi-automatic handgun to shoot St. Pierre, according to arrest warrants released Thursday. He also shot Alicia Hollinger in the face, and fired multiple shots into the abdomen area of Jasmine Daniel, the documents state. Another woman, Lisa Glynn, was shot in her abdomen area, and Georgette Widow was shot in the arm, the records show. The 4 women who survived remained hospitalized Thursday, authorities said. 3 of the 4 patients were in the intensive care unit, said Dr. Robert Jansen, chief medical officer at Grady Memorial Hospital. Daniel has been able to communicate with her loved ones by using her hands and fingers, her father said Thursday. She can use her fingers to tell you everything, pretty much, Quinton Daniel told the Associated Press. She just keeps giving us the thumbs up. Daniel, 25, is an intake nurse at the Midtown Clinic, where she is among the first to interact with patients at the clinic, her father said. She was to have been transferred to Northside Hospital just north of the city on Friday. She can move her legs and her feet, her father said. We're waiting on one more surgery. She's also missing her 1-year-old child, who is being cared for by relatives, he said. Jansen said he's been able to speak to 2 of the women, who told him they are grateful for the care they're getting, but they realized that this is a horrific event and the fact that they were in a healthcare facility just makes it worse. Physically, they all have a ways to go, Jansen said. I think psychologically and mentally, we have to also remember that, the impact on them and their families. You know, you can't underestimate how traumatic this is. And they have a long way to go. Patterson was apprehended after 911 calls from residents near the Braves Stadium. One man who lives in an apartment complex near there called to say he had been walking his dog when he saw the distinctive footprints from a pair of Nike Air Force One sneakers in the mud, according to 911 calls released Thursday. Since he rarely saw any prints other than his own in the mud, he thought it could be related and called 911. After hearing about the shooting, another resident saw a man in a hoodie and carrying a black bag throw something in a pond and she worked with a dispatcher to pinpoint the location. The shooting comes as cities around the U.S. have been racked by gun violence and mass shootings in 2023. Patterson's mother, Mignon Patterson, who police said had accompanied her son to the medical office, told the AP by phone that her son, a former Coast Guardsman, had some mental instability going on from medication that he began taking Friday. She said her son had wanted Ativan to deal with anxiety and depression, but the Veterans Affairs health system would not give it to him because they said it would be too addicting. She's a nurse and said she told them he would only have taken the proper dosage. Those families, she said, starting to sob. They're hurting because they wouldn't give my son his damn Ativan. Those families lost their loved ones because he had a mental break because they wouldn't listen to me. She ended the call without saying what medication her son had been taking. Doctors' offices and medical clinics in the U.S. have increasingly become targets of gun violence. And many physicians who prescribe pain medication report being threatened by patients, such as those being given alternatives to opioids or being weaned from addictive painkillers. According to the American Academy of Pain Medicine, more than two-thirds of pain specialists surveyed during a 2019 violence education session reported being threatened by patients at least once per year. And nearly half said they had been threatened over opioid management. My name is Kingsley. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to be notified whenever we post. You won't regret it.